So a couple things before I start recording today. It's a day where nothing at all seems to want to work, right? I put on my coat today because I feel like that's pretty good for the whole brand, I guess. It looks cool, okay? I want to wear a cool coat when I talk about wrestling. But I've discovered that only after about 3 months of owning that coat, it has developed a rip in both the back shoulder seam and also inside the actual sleeve, all the way from wrist to fucking navel. So, coat's out of the picture. I'm gonna have to either get it tailored, get it fixed, or retire it completely. I don't know what I want to do with it right now, so whatever. So, I had a full-ass video, 15 whole minutes of me ranting and raving about wrestling already made today. However, for whatever reason, my microphone quality decided to go down the fucking shitter. It was completely unacceptable. It was bad. It was a great rant, but it was a really bad video. So I decided to scrap that, and I have decided to try it all over again. It is currently 3.5 hours after that moment. So I feel that now I have to go ahead and put myself in the same kind of headspace, the same kind of mind space. My voice ain't working, my mic didn't work, my coat isn't working, but I'm here to deliver you the fucking goods. So we're gonna do this the right fucking way. We're gonna start the motherfucking time skip as I drink the ever-living shit out of a couple beers to get me in the right fucking space to complain about this fucking wrestling show, I guess. All right. So wrestling happened. But just saying that wrestling happened, I don't believe that that truly has the impact that I want. Let's try to do this right. Let's try to do this correctly. Let's try to have the true feeling of wrestling. Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It means we get to talk about some motherfucking wrestling today. You think you can fucking stop me? Sickness cannot stop me. Tony cannot stop me. Multiple holes in my jacket cannot stop me. The second take cannot fucking stop me. And so I'm here. The rabid, the wild animal. To talk about wrestling. So, Wednesday night's Dynamite. What happened? And I'm not saying that as a rhetorical question. I'm going to say that to Tony himself. What the fuck happened tonight? We went through an entire wrestling program today. And it feels like nothing happened tonight. We went through, let's see if I can, off the top of my head, 3.5 fucking hours later. Let's see if I can figure out what exactly happened today. We had Orange Cassidy against Jericho. I am very fucking happy. I love the fact that they are finally leaning a little bit heavier into Cassidy's original gimmick. The original gimmick of him doing the bare minimum. The original gimmick of him just kind of tapping hands and toes against the enemy. 'Cause he's like a bare minimum kind of guy. And when he goes in and he does the most powerful Ric Flair chop that you've ever seen, he just kind of taps the opponent with it. And the crowd goes fucking crazy. Whoa! How could anyone possibly survive such a brutal onslaught? Oh my god! That's fun. That's so fucking fun. I like fun. Please put more fun in wrestling. I beg of you. That was good. However, do we need to have an entrance for the JAS, for the Jericho Appreciation Society? They came out and I went, thank the fucking Lord. They aren't coming out to Jericho's theme. Because I think that Jericho's theme is nothing but a hindrance to heel Jericho. Jericho is an evil bastard. Jericho is a man that we should hate, that we should fucking slander. He is a man that we should look at and only be reviled, disgusted by. But what happens every time we hear his theme? We, of course, sing along to his theme song. What have I become? What have I betrayed? Is there nothing left of me to say in the pieces of my mind? And every single fucking time they have everybody singing along to fucking Jericho's theme. Is this the fucking character that we should hate? Because I'm seeing every single person in the arena fucking loving this character. You gotta change Jericho's theme. But that doesn't matter, because Jericho Appreciation Society, they came out and they were coming out to a new theme, and I felt, finally, we changed Jericho's theme. They learned. Fucking Tony learned. Wrestling learned. They can finally move past this. Only for Judas to start playing and Jericho to walk out so that he could be on the announce team. And when Jericho is on the announce team, you can't just have Jericho walk out and be on the announce team. He's gotta be on the announce team while they play his entire fucking theme song. Bullshit! It's absolute fucking bullshit. It does nothing to fucking push Jericho as a villain when everybody is singing Jericho's fucking theme. If everybody universally loves you, then you shouldn't be a fucking villain. But what the fuck do I know? Oh, God. This is going to be so much longer than my original take. This is going to be so much longer than the 15-minute take that I had. Because I have a lot of things to fucking say about everything. So Jericho comes out. Everybody fucking loves Jericho. Everybody fucking sings his praises. Everybody is fucking singing along. They are having a grand old time singing Judas. While Jericho goes out to fucking be on the announce team? What the fuck? Whatever. I'm glad that they're finally giving the Jericho Appreciation Society some actual fucking screen time. At the very fucking least. Cause, I don't know. I've heard some fucking rumors. I've heard some rumors that Jericho is supposed to be going to this fucking tour with Fozzy in a little bit. Which, great. I'm glad that Jericho is following his dreams. I want Jericho to be part of Fozzy. I want Jericho to be that guy. But if Jericho is going to leave for an extended period of time, we need to prepare for that. And what have we done to prepare for that? How is the Jericho Appreciation Society prepared for a life without Jericho? Interesting conundrum. Interesting quandary. These individuals have built their entire lives off of being around Jericho. So what have they accomplished without him? Sammy Guevara, one of the four pillars, has of course accomplished a lot without Jericho. He went in and he fucking killed Matt Hardy on pay-per-view, on live television. To the point where they had to fucking completely change how they book and how they actually make the matches go. Because Matt Hardy actually almost died to horrendous concussion because he was trying to match Sammy. Sammy's good. We don't have to worry about Sammy. Danny Garcia had a full fucking rivalry and great rivalry, a great match, a great set of matches against the Blackbrook Combat Club. The guys that we are, they're putting out to be the greatest thing that wrestling has ever seen. Talent incarnate. Daniel Garcia fought Bryan Danielson. Daniel Garcia pinned and made Daniel Bryan tap. Daniel Garcia is fine. So that's 2 members of the Jericho Appreciation Society. 3 if you actually count Jericho. So if we're being generous, that means that half of the Jericho Appreciation Society have actually accomplished anything in this company. The other half have served to only job to everyone. We have Jake Hager. Jake Hager, former UFC badass. Formerly Jack Swagger, one of my favorite wrestlers. Only because he was willing to go along with the absolute silliest gimmicks. I have a Jack Swagger t-shirt. All it is an imprint of a hand upon the chest as we say, "We the people. We the people." True Americans was too good for this world. But what has Jake Hager done since he got to AEW? He's lost a whole lot of matches in spectacular fashion. And finally 2.0. What has 2.0 done since they got to this company? Nothing! So we have what is supposed to be the ultimate heel faction. The bad guys in your top build stories. We've been having the Blackbrook Combat Club. We've been having fucking Daniel Bryan and Cesaro wrestling a group of nefarious villains for a long ass time. And half of that group has accomplished nothing. That's a problem. That's a big fucking problem. Tony, I am quite inebriated right now, but even I understand that if you are going to have people as dedicated jobbers, you need them to have worthwhile victories under their belt. Because if you don't have a decent fucking victory, if you don't have something that you can point to and say, see, this is the thing that I've done, then no one is going to care. Nobody gives half of a shit if Jake Hager and 2.0 fight Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends. Even if you add El Bandito, who is awesome, no one's gonna care. Because the villains haven't accomplished anything yet. The only people that have accomplished anything are Sammy, who is in the fucking Four Pillars shit, and Danny Garcia, who granted was in this match, but when was the last time Danny accomplished anything? The last time Danny accomplished anything was when he fucking killed Daniel Bryan. That was 6 months ago. And the only other person that's accomplished anything is Jericho, who granted has had a long and storied history of having great, immense success in this business, but was on the announce team today. Wasn't even wrestling. Which is great. Which is amazing. Jericho needs to step back, because Jericho's not going to be here forever. His people need to walk on their own 2 feet. They need to surpass Jericho. This is the Jericho Appreciation Society, but this is also a group of wrestlers that need to surpass what they are appreciating. And I am not seeing that from what I am witnessing on television. That's a problem. Let Jake Hager fight Wardlow. Let him beat Wardlow. Let Jake Hager have a fucking belt. Former MMA fighter. Immaculate talent in the ring. Even if he isn't the best of the mic, if you let him have a major victory, people will care when he has a match. As of right now, I like Jake Hager. I think Jake Hager's awesome. I want to see him succeed. I've been following I've been following this man since the Real American days. I've been following this man's entire fucking career. And what's the greatest thing that he has since he joined this company? I like this hat. Awesome. an awesome gimmick that he has a dumb fucking purple hat that he loves. And you're doing nothing with him other than that. Of course that's the best he can fucking come up with. You don't let him win matches. You don't let him fucking come up with his own personality. Other than being the fucking shadow of Jericho. Other than being the guy that has a big purple hat that he likes. Of course that's the most he can make. Because you don't let him make anything good. Because he loses every fucking match that he's in. Whoo! We are in for a fucking rant today. That was just the fucking opener, man. In my original recording of this, I didn't even mention the opener. Oh, Lord, this is gonna take a while. So, Orange Cassidy is great. Lean into Orange Cassidy doing Orange Cassidy things. I still say, Orange Cassidy choosing Jane as his theme song is the greatest fucking move that you could ever choose. Jane as a theme song is like the best thing that has ever happened to wrestling. Do you think Jericho is the demo god? Jane is such a good fucking wrestling opener. You gotta lean into that, man. Fucking, oh my god, it's so good. I can't even fucking explain why. I can only explain that it is. Because you have this like preamble of dun 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 dun, and then Orange shows up and goes dun 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 dun. It's such an amazing opener. I couldn't even, I would have never thought of that. And that wows me. That amazes me. I love Orange Cassidy because he has managed time and time and time again to amaze me, to entertain me in ways that I could not have thought of. And this episode of Dynamite fails in every conceivable way to entertain me in ways that I could not have conceived of. That is the general, I guess you could call it a hypothesis of what I'm trying to say today. Because this episode of Dynamite was painfully predictable. Every single match, I already knew what the outcome was. And the exact way of the outcome. That's not good. That's not a good thing to do. Because I do not fancy myself as a very smart man. I do not fancy myself as a god of wrestling booking. I think I have a general idea of where booking could go. And I put those ideas onto, well, I throw everything I can at the wall. And this is my wall. But when every match starts and I already know how it's going to end, that's going to be a problem. The women's division, I finally got to the women's division. I bet you can't guess how it ended this week. Oh wait, it ended the same way that it ends every week. The women's division starts. It goes on for about 3 whole minutes. They're given 3 minutes of excellent, awesome, wonderful screen time. And I'm told this is an incredible match. This is something that you are not going to miss. If you're not going to miss this, then, well, you should definitely watch us in picture-in-picture, bitches! Yes! Commercial breaks! I love commercials! Show me more Total T commercials! Show me more! You need to vote for Joe Biden commercials! This is what I come to wrestling for! I come to wrestling for commercials! Yes! 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 Sell me product! Let me consume! Yes! And then after about 3 minutes, unfortunately, the commercials finally end. Now I have to watch women wrestling again? This is bullshit. I want to watch more commercials. Show me Total T for the quintillionth time. I want you to sell me Total T. Please, please, wrestling god, sell me Total T. But unfortunately, we have to go back to this amazing match between two incredible talents. So, while we're talking about the women's division, I guess I should start with, after the commercial break, there's about 2 more minutes of match, and then the match ends. And then they have some post-match nonsense, but in total, the women's division is given about 7 minutes a match. If you know this channel, if you've watched any other wrestling video that I've ever made, you will know that I constantly bitch and moan about the fact that the women's division only gets about 7 minutes a match per week. But let's talk about Willow, shall we? Let's talk about this really cool, awesome character that we're trying to develop. Back when I watched WWE Weekly, there was this character who would come out every single week, and they would be all about love and friendship, and oh man, I just love giving people big ol' hugs. I'm so about just being a friendly guy. This individual was Bailey. If you don't know Bailey from NXT, Bailey was a badass. Bailey was awesome. Bailey would kick your fucking ass and have you begging for more. And then when Bailey got brought up into WWE, they figured, oh, people like this whole hugger persona that she has. And they really, really leaned into that. And it sucked. That's kind of how I feel about Willow right now. If you have a wrestler, if you have a person whose job it is to inflict violence on another human being as their job description. I cannot believe in that individual if that individual is all about hugs, friendship, togetherness, if they are just the perfect person who also happens to be a wrestler. Bayley gets really, really fucking good once she is tired of your shit. And she starts to lean into that. Willow hasn't gotten there yet. But Willow has potential. Because Willow is another one of these individuals that's all about love and friendship and all this bullshit. But Willow's job is to inflict violence and pain upon another human being. There's got to be something screwy in the head. In between the ears, there's got to be some sort of disconnect between her and reality. Because why the fuck else would you become a professional wrestler? Why the fuck else would you want to inflict violence on another human being as your job description? So Willow's got potential, but Willow needs to ditch this happy-go-lucky, friendly ideal that she has. I'm not saying that wrestling has no place for that. There's a lot of great wrestlers that think that they are doing the right thing, that think that they are being a force of good by wanting everyone to follow that. By wanting everyone to be this happy-go-lucky. Why should we have violence? We should all be friends kind of mentality. But we are not giving the women's division enough time to prove that this could be either A, the right path to go down, or B, something that's a little bit idealistic. Something that's a little bit naive, even, for a wrestler to go by. This is an interesting story that we could tell, but we cannot tell it because we only give the women's division 7 fucking minutes a week! This is fucking acceptable! This is bullshit! You are not giving them what they need! No wonder nobody gives a fuck about the women's division! You don't give a fuck about the women's division! The only person that gives a fuck about the women's division is me. Is me. So why even have them? Why even fucking have a women's division? If I am the only fucking person that cares. Why even bother? And furthermore, why are we gonna have every single faction of AEW have a hot, sexy, badass, powerful woman as their spokesperson if we aren't even going to attempt to have a fucking co-ed division? If what I've seen is correct, Britt Baker can lay out Chris Jericho, the GOAT, the Ocho, the man with a list, the man who has been in this company for, what is it now, 20 years? Laid out in a single fucking hit from Britt Baker. Why can't we have someone like that fighting Britt Baker? I don't know, that's like a weird fucking thing to say. We don't want the women to be fighting men. Men would have a complete fucking overwhelming advantage over them. But New Japan has been having a co-ed division for years. And it's great. Why the fuck can't we even try to have a co-ed division? If we're going so hard into this idea of the women of AEW are strong, are independent, are powerful, you're telling me that Jade, the absolute most powerful being in the entire universe, can't fight Kip Sabian because he's a dude and his nuts means that he is infinitely more powerful, that he is infinitely stronger? That's bullshit. You want to prove that women are strong. You want to prove that even your women's division can be powerful. That any little girl, that any woman watching your program can be strong. Why not put your money where your mouth is and start a co-ed division? A co-ed belt would be so much more impactful, would be so much more powerful, would lead to so many more storytelling opportunities than whatever the fuck you're doing with the Intercontinental belt. You have this fucking fetish for introducing new fucking belts, Tony. You've created so many new opportunities for people to be a fucking belt holding champion. And yet, you still refuse to do anything with your women's division. You have a singles belt. You have a TNT belt. You have whatever the fuck Hook has, the FTR belt. You have a doubles belt. You have a triples belt. You have a fucking Intercontinental belt. You have 6 belts for the men's division. You can't even give the women's division a tag team belt? Why? If you're gonna have women in your fucking program, give them just as much fucking opportunity for success. But as it stands, you've given the men's division 6 belts, and you've given the women's division 2. 1 for the actual women's division, and 1 for Jade. So the women's division effectively has 1 belt. 1 belt that they can fight for in their whole immense, immaculate 7 minutes of fame. That's bullshit, Tony. If you're not going to give them the same opportunity that you're going to give everyone else, just cut the women's division. If you cut the women's division, then you have 7 whole more minutes of excellent wrestling programming that you can give to the people that actually matter. If you want to keep your women's division, give them a reason to exist. It's as easy as that. Oh, Lord. I'm starting to feel it now, Mr. Krabs, but this isn't even the fucking start, man. If you thought this was going to be a quick fucking 15-minute video, I already made my quick 15-minute video, and God, Jesus Christ himself descended from the heavens and decided that it wasn't going to be that way. So it's not going to be that way. So, Chris Jericho coming out with a Britt Baker beaten and broken t-shirt. Awesome. Immaculate. You want to make a heel? Woman beating is a great way to make people root against you. And then Adam Cole winning the match and immediately turning the fucking wrestling program into a Falls Count Anywhere. Fucking running as fast as he can like a man on a mission, killing Jericho, fucking tackling him off of the announcer's table, tackling him through the fucking curtain that they put up, and having them fight is incredible, is awesome. And the fact that they didn't clean up the mess after they made that mess, awesome. Fucking amazing. This is how you fucking make wrestling fun. Have Adam Cole kill Jericho for hiring hitmen to kill his girlfriend. How you don't make wrestling amazing is having his girlfriend show up and kill Jericho in a single hit. Without any fucking belt, without any fucking match, without any fucking proof that she could actually do that for real. Because if Britt Baker, you know, I live in Pennsylvania now. I'm a Pittsburgh guy. I should fucking worship Britt Baker. When Britt Baker fucking decks Chris Jericho and kills him in a single hit, I should be fucking cheering and rooting. But I can't do that. Because Britt killing Jericho in a single hit, knowing that that match will never actually happen, it breaks the fourth wall. It kind of ruins kayfabe a little bit now, doesn't it? So I just think, perhaps, just maybe, we could have a fucking co-ed division. Because a co-ed division would likely, I can't say for sure because, man, you have fucked up booking before, but a co-ed division would likely fix every single problem that I have with the women's division. Because it would give you more time for the women to actually grow as a wrestler and shine as an entertainment property. It would actually give them time to become their own people, even if they are tied to the men in their division. That's the only way to give them more screen time, more ring time to develop their skills. I've been a fan of a wrestler named Anna Jay for a long ass time. But I've always said Anna needs more in-ring time before she is ready. And 7 minutes is not enough fucking time to develop anyone, let alone everyone. Give him more time. Give him a new belt to strike. Fuck it. Give him 2 new belts to strive for. Not only could they fucking work towards that co-ed belt, but do you not think the women's division deserves a tag team belt? One of the best matches I've ever seen in wrestling. In all of wrestling. Not just AEW. But every single match that I've ever watched in my entire life. In the, granted, short 8 years that I've watched this shit. One of the best matches I've ever watched was TJ versus the Bunny and Penelope Ford. They had an Extreme Rules match on Rampage. Not even on the fucking shit that I watch. But it was a tag team 2 versus 2 Extreme Rules match. It was some of the bloodiest, most violent, most vile shit I have ever seen in my life. It was awesome. And yet, nobody at all wants to fucking lean into that and make more money off of your women's division. Because the more money your women's division makes, the more merchandise they can sell. The more merchandise half of your fucking company can sell, the more money that you fucking make. Why do I have to feel like I am crazy Like I'm insane. Like this thought process is something that is non-conducive to a normal mind. Why do I have to feel crazy to want the women's division to succeed? You want to copy everything else that WWE does. You want to steal all of their fucking talent. You took Daniel Bryan, you took Cesaro, you took fucking everyone. But do you know what WWE has? An incredible, amazing, immaculate women's division. Granted, born from tremendous sexism, born from a culture that literally would not accept seeing them. Because if they saw how good their women's division was, the entire fucking country that was hosting the pay-per-view would break down, riot, and kill everyone in charge. That's how good WWE's women's division is. And AEW's women's division is what? A token 7 minutes on your main 3-hour program? 2-hour program. 7 minutes. Half of your company is 7 fucking minutes. Really? Really? And that leads me to... Hilariously, that leads me to... Ricky Starks. But before I go to Ricky Starks, let me wet my throat just a little bit. So Ricky Starks is fighting the Bullet Club. Ricky Starks is, I guess you could call him out of his depth. He is one guy going up against 2 guys. And if I know any semblance of math correctly, 2 is a little bit better than 1. So Ricky Starks, he goes up and he fights 2 guys, 2 Bullet Club guys, 2 guys that automatically we are supposed to respect and love and fear as they're bad guys right now. And Ricky Starks beats 1 guy, cool, good, cool, and is jumped by the second guy. And Ricky Starks then musters up all the courage, all the chutzpah that he can, and he fights off the second guy. So we already know that Ricky Starks is capable of fighting off 2 guys at once, because he can defeat 1 guy in a wrestling match, and then while weakened, while tired from experiencing this match, he can fight off 2 guys at once. Can't imagine stakes in this fight. But more importantly, are you really going to tell me that Ricky fucking Starks, one of your premier baby faces, one of your greatest good guys that you are trying to push as hard as you can, is incapable of making a single friend backstage? I've heard a rumor that AEW is about to cancel Dark. They're about to cancel the show that is dedicated for their lesser known guys. Don't you think that we should at least try to use these lesser known guys at all before they're canceled? Before we have what I like to call the big cut? Every single video that I make, I put a little ditty in the description. I don't do this out of monetary value for me. But every single video, at least involving wrestling, that I make, I put a link to Sonny Kiss and his merch. Sonny Kiss is a guy that I've been following for a long ass time. Sonny Kiss is a guy that has been involved in a lot of different storylines that I like. Sonny Kiss has never won a major match in their entire fucking career that I've watched them. Wouldn't it be fucking crazy if Ricky Starks was getting his absolute fucking ass beat? If he was getting destroyed out there? He's up against the entire power, the power of the Bullet Club. Why the fuck wouldn't he be getting his ass kicked? Let's say that Ricky Starks gets his ass kicked, and Sonny Kiss's music hits. In a locker room where everyone is terrified, horrified, to lend a helping hand against a... well, not against, but for a potential friend. Against an immeasurable odd. What if Sonny Kiss's music hits? He comes out and he evens the fucking odds. Even if he is not as talented as either of the wrestlers that he's fighting, he could still, with just a body being there, even the odds. And he can help Ricky Starks not be jumped in the streets after winning an important match for him. Do you know how many storytelling possibilities you have just with that? And this is just a random dude that I pulled from fucking Dark. He doesn't even have to do anything with Ricky. And yet, you can write a story of this guy coming out saying, I don't appreciate what you're doing. I'm going to help this guy because apparently one of your greatest baby faces in the company has zero ability to make friends with other people. How does Ricky feel about that? How does the Bullet Club feel about that? How does Sonny feel about what he's just done? There's a lot of unanswered questions there. There's a lot of potential that we could write. Instead, what we did was have Ricky win the match. He gets jumped after the match, and Ricky wins the jump after the match with no help from anyone. How is this supposed to set up stakes for any match with Ricky Starks? Bullet Club is someone that we are supposed to fear. Someone that when they show up, we're going to go, oh my god, this is a powerful entity. And yet, they failed in their first attempt to take down a single, tired, worn down wrestler. How the fuck are we supposed to take these people seriously? We can't! They both lost to Ricky Starks by himself! This is a problem! When I say AEW has a problem, this in particular is the shit that I am fucking talking about. Because this needs to change if anything else is going to change. We have to stop fetishizing and putting the singular good guy on a fucking pedestal. Because if Ricky Starks is capable of defeating every single member of the Bullet Club at once, how are we supposed to take any heel faction seriously? We can't! And that's the entire fucking problem that I have. No heel faction. Jericho Appreciation Society. I just spent like, what, 15 fucking minutes explaining why they don't fucking work? 'Cause half of them don't win matches? And now we have a new Jericho Appreciation Society who we are supposed to take immensely seriously, who are not winning matches, despite the fact that they abso-fucking-lutely should be. That's a problem. That is a massive oversight in booking, in writing. You gotta fix that shit, Tony. Hire me. I will fix that shit, Tony. Oh, man. So, quick aside. Brian decided to call out, well, the entire company. Brian decided to say that every single greatest wrestler of all time was part of the Blackbrook Combat Club. At that moment, I think MJF should have showed up and killed him. Because there is no universe in which MJF would accept anyone else being the greatest of all time other than him. And that's all I gotta say about the Blackbrook Combat Club. What else is there? So, the Briscoe promo was fun. Everybody shows up to Briscoe's 4-story farmhouse and has a good ass time. And I'm having a good ass time. Put Briscoe in more fucking matches, I guess. Because Briscoe's cool. And I like him. Plus, it ain't like the Dark Order, where you decided after a year and a half where Brody Lee fucking dies, and you decide after a year and a half, well, the Dark Order doesn't mean anything anymore. Do you understand how much you could milk that shit for profit? I don't want to sound callous. I don't want to sound mean. But man, it feels like you have really thrown the Dark Order under the bus way too quickly. We had a big ass, what is it? Fucking elimination, like a Royal Rumble type fucking event, where a bunch of individuals got into the ring and they fought for something. I can't even know what they were fighting for other than winning the match. But the moment the Acclaimed showed up, I went, well, based on everything else that's happened in this, I know the Acclaimed is going to win this match. Because this particular episode of Dynamite is trying way too hard to be touchy-feely, warm fuzzies, good feeling episode. And what happened? Well, the Acclaimed won without a single member of the Acclaimed falling out of the Royal Rumble. Great! I'm glad. This really fucking worked. This booking was incredible. For a moment, I had hope that this would be cool, because you introduced the Lucha Brothers, and I wanted the Lucha Brothers to succeed because you have made me want the Lucha Brothers to succeed. But the Lucha Brothers were among the first teams to get knocked out of this Rumble. At that moment, I knew exactly every single writing decision that you had right there. The Acclaimed was obviously going to win. They were not going to lose a single member. They were going to defeat a villainous team in order to win whatever the fuck they were going to earn from this Royal Rumble. Cool. I'm glad. There certainly were stakes in this. And it wasn't a 10-minute waste of my fucking time because the Acclaimed won. defeating a villainous team in the Butcher the Blade and Kip Sabian. You know, a team that has won ever. This in particular is why I say you need to let your heels win sometimes. I don't want the fucking heels to be the overall victor. I want Superman to win. I like Superman. But I want Superman to win against daunting odds. Or I guess you could call them daunting Zods. I want Superman to win against an equal opponent, a Kryptonian, a warrior, sent down specifically to fight him. I want to see him overcome that challenge. I want to see him triumph under seemingly inescapable odds. No one wants to see Superman just win. Everyone wants to see Superman overcome himself and his dauntless opponents. And the way this shit is being booked is just being booked to where Superman only overcomes himself. And that is boring. Nobody wants as exciting and as fun as the Acclaimed are. Nobody wants to watch the Acclaimed beat no one. That is a waste of everybody's time. My time, your time, the Acclaimed's time, and their opponent's time. Nobody benefits from this. So why don't we try to write something to where somebody benefits from this? And thus, we get to the main event. Jesus Christ. I don't want to claim to be an oracle. I don't want to proclaim to be some sort of future-telling psychic. But did I predict this match that happened for the main event? Or did I not? It only brings me pain when I make a sinister, self-violent prediction against wrestling as a whole. And when that prediction is 100% correct. There are some predictions that I want to be correct. Very seldom, but some. Last week I predicted that we would have a tag team match, that the good guy team would win because the bad guy team could not work together properly. Am I a wizard? Did I cast some foul spell to give me insight on this match? No! I'm not even a smart fucking booker! Everyone! Every single person, a fucking 5-year-old, could have told you exactly how this match could have gone. Would have gone. And if literally everybody knows the exact nature of the match you are booking, then there is no point to booking the match. Let's talk about the 4 pillars again, shall we? The 4 pillars. Darby Allin, the most important fucking pillar that there is. MJF, also the most fucking important pillar that there is. Jungle Boy, also the most fucking important pillar that there is. And Sammy motherfucking Guevara, the Spanish God, also the most fucking important pillar that there is. These are 4 guys that are going to lead the entire company towards its future. These guys are literally the future of wrestling. You could call them the 4 Horsemen if you wanted to be that way. Some of them are a little bit more amenable to being good. Some of them are a little bit more amenable to being evil. It makes sense that you would want to book them in a tag team match while we wait for the pay-per-view. Because obviously you want the pay-per-view to be the most important thing. Obviously, you want the pay-per-view to have all the hardest hitting, most exciting events happening in it. But these 4 individuals are the ones that you want to brush over with the finest fucking comb. And I said that last week, and I'm gonna say it again, because you're doing the same thing as you did last fucking week. Why in the absolute fuck would you book a 4 pillars storyline? Why would you book this fucking match if you weren't going to do anything with it? The 4 pillars are extremely important. I said last week that you could bring anyone in and it would make it would spice this up. It would make it more fun. You've decided to not do that at all. And I'm not gonna say that you decided to ignore me. Of course you decided to ignore me. The video I fucking posted had 30 fucking views. Of course you wouldn't see it. But if it is your job to make exciting content for a wrestling crowd, why in the fuck would you book the same fucking matches? What is it? 5 times in a row now? Why would you book it this way? This is horrible! This is awful! You booked a fucking tag team match between the good guys and the bad guys. You booked that match so that if the good guys won, then they would be able to headline in the pay-per-view. Of course they're gonna fucking win. Why wouldn't you headline them in the pay-per-view? They're the fucking most explosive talent that you have. So nobody believes the good guys are gonna win. So if nobody believes that the good guys are gonna win, how do we believe that the bad guys are gonna lose? Well, Sammy Guevara might be a little bit shady. MJF might not exactly go in on his word. So we have this match happening. And how do the bad guys lose? Because Sammy Guevara is a little bit shady, and because MJF goes back on his fucking word. This was the most obvious fucking thing in the world. You didn't even need to have a fucking match. Because everybody knew how it was gonna fucking play out. There was not a single person who was surprised by this match. If I was fucking 3 years old, if I was barely a human being, I would have known how this match exactly would have played out. That's a fucking problem. And I'm not saying to have the good guys lose. I'm not saying to have MJF win, because that would subvert my expectations. I'm saying that if you're going to have an obvious fucking match, if you are going to obviously start from the beginning, have a fatal 4-way between the 4 pillars, if you're going to do that from the start, and if every single person on this planet will know that you are going to do that from the start, then just do that. Just wait. Give it time. Let the fatal 4-way happen. If you let the fatal 4-way happen as intended, then you have a chance to wow people with new shit they've never seen before. We've had what? 4 weeks now? 4 weeks of these same fucking matches. Matches that we have already seen before. The 4 pillars have already fought each other. We don't need more fucking footage of the 4 pillars fighting each other. Why the fuck? Why on earth would we have this tournament when everybody knows that the tournament means nothing? Why on earth would we have this tag team match as a headliner if we know this tag team match means nothing? So of course, the good guys win. And now we're going to have a fatal 4-way because Sammy and Max betrayed each other. The exact way that every single person in the entire planet on Earth, a Martian, could have come down from the fucking stratosphere and said, I don't know anything about wrestling. And they would have predicted this exactly. Because if you know a single thing about any semblance of storytelling, of course this is gonna be how it goes. We're not gonna have two fucking heels fight each other on a pay-per-view. That would be boring. So why the fuck are you wasting my time? Why are you wasting my time with this useless fucking booking? Because nobody cared about this match. Nobody cared about this entire fucking storyline until the pay-per-view happens. You could have made people care about this, and you fucking failed. You have fucking failed. And this is one of the storylines that I am most invested in. This is one of the storylines that I cared about the absolute most in AEW. And you fucked it up. You ruined it. And that sucks. I wanted so badly. I wanted you desperately to make this good. I've been following the careers of all 4 of these individuals for a long time. Because I thought for a single moment that you could take these careers, push them all towards the same direction, and make something great out of them. You've done it before. I'm sure you'll do it after this. But in this moment, in the present, you have completely and utterly fucked this up. And this is a massive roadblock. You are holding back the careers of the 4 individuals that are going to carry this sport. AEW, you have a problem. Whenever I say you have a problem, this right here is what I'm talking about. Because I so much want more than anything in this world for you to succeed, for you to be the best version of yourself. And you have taken the instant, the automatic, the easiest payment that you could possibly have. The best story that you could possibly tell. And you have just painted it by the numbers. Just gone, oh, well, these guys fight these guys fight these guys, and then they all fight each other. Is this how you want to handle the future of your company? Is this how you want to handle the future of professional wrestling? This is unacceptable. I know you have it in you to do better than this, but you still choose to take the easiest path of least resistance. You take the laziest route to victory that you could possibly find. And I'm not willing to accept that. I'm not willing to sit idly while you ruin 4 concurrent careers that I am invested in. Fuck you! Fuck you for this! Do better! I know you have it in you to do better. I'll see you next Wednesday. Hey guys. This is Editing Zach from, well, the day after whatever the fuck this was. I just wanted to put this here at the very end of the video. I just wanted to just to thank you. If you somehow managed to get through all of that, if you somehow managed to make it here at the end of this little segment, I guess, of my life, I gotta say, you're tough. I'm watching back through this and whew, I may have flown off the handle a little bit. I may have gone a little bit Icarus there at the end. But I just want you guys to know, I got to the store today. I got me a big old jug of water. I'm making sure that I'm recovering. And just like you, I survived. So if you somehow made it here, just to stroke my ego just a little bit, just go ahead and post somewhere in the comments, hey, I survived. I'll know what you mean. Thank you.